Hi everybody. I'm going to show you how to resize an image. Let's say, for example, you've taken a photograph with a digital camera, and images that come out of digital cameras these days are high enough quality for printing at a fairly big size. Now this kind of size, when shown on a computer screen, is absolutely huge, and oftentimes you want to shrink the image down so that it doesn't fill up an entire screen if you put it on a web page. So shrinking an image down or resizing it, resampling it, you can actually do that online at a website called Splashup. So go to splashup.com, and they make it real easy. You just click on Jump Right In. I'm going to click on that. That'll open up another window that I'm going to pull right over here. That kind of looks like Photoshop. It's you know, a simpler version, but it certainly does some of the same things. So click on File, and then we're going to open an image from your hard drive. You actually have lots of options for where to find an image, but I'm going to assume that you have an image on your hard drive that you want to open up. So we'll leave it at the desktop tab. We'll click on Browse, navigate your way to wherever your picture is, and we're just going to take a kind of a random picture here and open it up. And you see it's kind of a huge image. So one thing we may want to do is zoom out a little bit. It'll allow you to zoom out to 50%, which definitely helps. And one thing you can do is you can crop the image. Sometimes you want to crop the image just so you see part of it. Sometimes you just want to resize the whole thing. But I'll show you how to do both. First, I'm going to click on the crop icon, which looks like some drafting squares here. And that's pretty common. Most software will have a tool that looks like that. And just drag wherever you want to crop to, and there you go. It just kind of happens automatically. Let's get this stuff out of the way, and there you go. So it's now you're just looking at a small part of the image. Now we want to have more control over how many pixels wide it is. So I'm going to go to Image and then Image Size. Now you may be wondering, well, how many pixels wide do I want the image? Well, a typical screen is anywhere from 1200 to 1600 pixels wide. So really just think of it in terms of percentage of that. If a screen is 1200 pixels wide and you have an image that's 300 pixels wide, then you're going to get, it's going to be a quarter of the screen. Now one thing you can do is go to any website and right click on an image and look at the View Image Info, or I think in Internet Explorer it'll say Image Properties, and that will tell you, here you go, it'll tell you how many pixels wide it is. So if you see an image that's about the right width that you want to show on your screen, right click on it, go to the image properties or image information, and it'll tell you how many pixels wide it is. So that's 394, and that's a good width for us, so we're going to go with about that. So let me bring this back in. So let's go to Image Size. Now one thing you definitely want to do is click on Constrain, so that when you change the width, the height changes proportionately. It's kind of odd that they do not have that selected as a default, because you almost never want to change the width without changing the height. So I'm going to change that to 300 just randomly, and you'll see the height here is changed as well. And then click on OK, and that scoots the size down. Remember, we had zoomed out to 50%, so let's go to life size, and that's the width, the new width it is. Okay, so then the next thing to do is save the image. So click on File and go to Save Image, and here we go. Click on Save. Now the default is to have a quality of 50%. This is a bit of a judgment call. The lower the quality, the smaller the size. You see this is about 15 kilobytes. I just kind of force of habit, I shrink stuff down to about 80% quality just to get a little higher quality. It kind of depends on the image and how important it is. And that bumps it up to 27 kilobytes. So yeah, roughly twice the size. So again, kind of a judgment call, depends on just how important the picture is to you. And then you click on Save, and then it'll give you the option of where to save it to. I'm going to save it to the desktop, or you can save it to whatever folder in your My Documents, just wherever you're going to remember where it is. Now I recommend appending the name of the file with how many pixels wide it is. So I'm going to put -300px here and then save it. That way, if you have, because sometimes you'll have a small, medium, and large version of a picture, and if you have the pixel width in the file name, then that really helps when you're selecting pictures. And again, remember that a typical screen is anywhere from 1200 to 1600 pixels or dots wide. And so, if your photograph is 300 pixels wide, it'll be about a quarter of a screen on a 1200 pixel wide monitor, or maybe a fifth of a screen width if it's a higher resolution screen set to 600 pixels wide. So that's about it. That's how you crop, and that's how you resize or resample an image to make it web friendly and smaller. So if you can email it, put it on a web page, or whatever. Okay, well, hope that was helpful, and I thank you very much.